going on, guys? Thank you for tuning in. Today I got 10 facts about the Straw Hats that you probably didn't know about. One Piece has been going on for like over 25 years now, so it really wouldn't be out of this world to forget details. Also, One Piece comes out with these SBSs. It's where Oda answers fan questions that not everyone really reads or even really knows about. Surprisingly, it's all over the internet and people still don't know about these things. But in these SBSs, sometimes Oda will reveal things about characters to us that we really wouldn't know otherwise. Since he doesn't always write it in the story, he forgets about this stuff a lot. One of the most notorious ones is Eustace Kid. We didn't find out anything about Eustace Kid in the story. Like, most of the info that we know about Eustace, we found out about in SBSs. That's fucking crazy. But whatever, I digress. Today, I'm going to be focusing on only 10 facts about the Straw Hat Pirates, naming one fact for each Straw Hat that we currently have in the crew. Number 1, Jinbei. So this first one is kind of going to be like a little bonus for someone I think would have also made a great addition to the Straw Hats, and I'm still very butthurt that they're not. You guys ever realize that Jinbei and Yamato have a lot of similarities? Both of them got involved with Luffy due to their history with Ace. They also both fought Ace to a draw. They both inherited someone else's will. They both were under a member of the Yonko, and also both saved Luffy's life shortly after meeting him. I feel like I remember Oda saying at one point that the last two members of the Straw Hats are going to be joining simultaneously. So when Jinbei officially joined the crew, I was like, oh, that means Yamato was going to be, or Carrot or something. And then we didn't get nothing. We just got a Jinbei. I mean, Jinbei's dope, but like, we already know about him. I would have really liked to see Yamato on the crew. Anyways, number 2, we got Soul King Brook. In an SBS, Oda said what the Straw Hats would do as a profession if they weren't pirates, and for Brook, he gave him a detective. And assuming that Brook still has the same devil fruit, honestly, it would be super OP for that profession. Literally, like, if you think about it, no murder mystery will ever go unsolved ever again, just because he can literally go into the spirit world and speak to them. He could find out exactly what happened. Oh, this person died and we don't know how they died. Oh, mystery solved because this guy just spoke to him and found out that he got thrown off a building by whatever. Anyways, number 3, Frankie. Most, if not all, characters in the stories have birthdays, and Frankie shares a birthday with not one but 2 legendary characters, Shanks and Mihawk. It would be kind of interesting if they had like a birthday party together at some point, right? Frankie, Shanks, and Mihawk. Imagine how fun that would be. Number 4, you got Nico Robin. Now, there's like a little small detail that I'm surprised anyone's ever noticed. Little things like this escape from me all the time, but apparently she never called anyone by their actual name when she first joined the crew. And Oda actually mentioned it in an SPS as well, is what he had to say. Now, about Robin, I've noticed that a lot of readers picked up on this, which makes me very happy. In chapter 475 of this volume, Robin says, "Are you alright, Nami?" It appears she'll be calling her Nami from now on. She also started referring to the other members by name. Perhaps this is a consequence of Robin truly opening her heart to her friends and crewmates after the events of Enies Lobby. Despite the huge size of the story, I still hope to depict the little human things like this. So, first of all, little details like this is what literally makes Oda the GOAT. This is why everyone loves him. He's an amazing storyteller. Anyways, but after chapter 475 is when she officially started calling everyone else by name. Except Luffy. I'm pretty sure she called Luffy by name because that's Capitan. Anyways, number 5, Choppa. So it's no secret that Oda and the writer of Naruto, Masashi Kishimoto, had a bit of a friendly rivalry back in the day when Naruto was in serialization. They actually did a joint interview that appeared in one of Naruto's books, the Book of Lightning. And it turns out one of Kishimoto's favorite characters is none other than Tony Choppa. He loves Chopper's backstory. Things like meeting with Hiraluk and the cherry blossom snow as he leaves the island, he says were some of his favorite scenes. He also says, and I quote, "I like him, but he's also scary." I mean, in many ways, he holds more power than Luffy, and that's why I think Chopper might be the real boss, as he laughs. Luffy's the main character and more beloved than anyone else, but that's all through Chopper's existence. I mean, I really think that he created a kind of synergistic effect. He has this presence and gives off this mood, and he actually holds a key role among the crew. Like, Chopper's cute, but he's actually a monster. Now, that might seem like it doesn't make sense, but if you think about it, without Chopper, Luffy would have been dead a long time ago. In fact, a lot of people would be dead, even people on the enemy field. Chopper discriminates against no one. He heals all, and he is quite literally a monster. He takes a little rumble ball, goes into his monster point, and turns into a literal monster. Yeah, Chopper's cute and all, but he's scary. Number 6, Nami. Nami starred in a Nissin Cup Noodle commercial. It was a One Piece collab with Cup Noodle Soup, and I don't really know much of the behind the scenes details. I just watched it, and it has a bunch of Easter eggs. It's actually a really cool commercial. The art style was really cool too. Definitely not drawn by Oda, but it's like the One Piece world as if they were in modern day Japan. It starts with Nami waking up late for school and missing the bus, and then it cuts to a scene of her doing an internal monologue introducing herself as Nami and wanting to be a navigator and all that. And it starts off with a scene where you can see a bunch of One Piece characters in like a school setting. You can see Law, Kobe, Carrot. Law is like talking to what I think it's Smoker in Tashiki's body, and honestly, there's just characters scattered all over this. It's really cool. But at the end, Nami is thinking about how to achieve her dreams and how she wants to do more, but she's feeling trapped. And this is when she utters the words, "Save me," under her breath, and we get Luffy coming in off screen, putting his hat on Nami's head, just like how he did back in Arlong Park. And then the ad of Hungry Days cup noodle flashes as we see Luffy getting hyped with some classmates about eating the soup. Honestly, the thing has very little to do with soup at all, but it's a really dope One Piece commercial. Go ahead and watch it. It's on YouTube. Now, number 7, Usopp. Usopp has a whole ass amusement park named after him in Skypiea. I didn't know this. I just found that out when I was doing this research. And I've been reading One Piece for like 15 years now, and I didn't know this thing. So, you know, anyways. And it was because he introduced them to rubber bands. So in chapter 645's cover story, Oda shows us the entrance of the park, and the lady who is the gatekeeper of Skypiea, and, you know, she charges a toll and all that to get into the entrance. She's now at the entrance of Usopp's park, charging an entrance fee of 30 million berries. Very steep fee for anyone who wants to ride these rides, but it is what it is. Also, bonus fact about Usopp. Did you guys know that Usopp's voice actor is the same voice actor as Sogeking? And that's probably one of the reasons why everyone always seems to think that Sogeking and Usopp are either the same person or they're related or something. It's because they sound the same. The voice actor is the same. Case closed. Number 8, Sanji. So Sanji often expresses chivalrous viewpoints that can be kind of patronizing. He refuses to fight any woman regardless of her strength, and this attitude totally blew up in his face when he fought Khalifa. And because he wouldn't fight back, he ended up getting destroyed by her. And it's not the only time he's been destroyed by another female, but here's what Oda had to say about it. When I drew Sanji versus Khalifa, chapter 403, some people lauded Sanji's stance, and some people felt sorry for him. The truth is, I didn't really want to write those lines. Sanji doesn't have a policy of not kicking women. The truth is that he actually can't kick. He's a very proud man. I think he was really frustrated at that, and I think Nami recognized it and chose to praise him once. It's a scene that I hope will resonate with male readers, but everyone's free to take it as they wish. So basically, Sanji's manly pride gets in the way of him seeing women as his equals, which prevents him from achieving his own goals, because he doesn't really see them as equals pretty much, and not really in a negative sort of way, but it is kind of negative. It is what it is. And this is also why Nico Robin was like so thankful that Sanji asked for her help, because he was able to put his pride down and see his crewmates as an equal and entrust her to defeat an opponent he cannot hurt. So number 9, Roronoa Zoro. This fact is about Zoro's name. In the Japanese language, they do not distinguish between the L and R sounds. So in an SBS, Oda once said, Zoro was the only crew member that was actually named after a real pirate. That pirate's name was Francois Lolonois. Lolonois. I'm sorry for butchering that name. It's French and it's really hard to fucking pronounce, but the only thing that helps me pronounce it is the fact that they mispronounce it in Japan. So because of the L and the R situation, Lolonois ends up sounding like Roronoa, and that is the only reason I can say Lolonois. Also in the dubbed anime and in the Viz translation, Zoro's name is spelled Zolo, but when Oda puts his name in wanted posters, it's still spelled Zoro. And the reason for this is that there's already a copyrighted character in America named Zoro, so to avoid any issues, the translation changed it to Zolo, which in Japan is technically the same as Zoro, so it doesn't really matter in Japan. But just to double down, Oda still writes Zoro with an R on wanted posters because that's how he intends it to actually sound. That is Zoro's actual name. So anyone trying to argue that it's Zolo, not Zoro, kindly fuck off. Respectfully. And number 10, we have Luffy. Oda has been known to change up the outfits of all the Straw Hats after each island they visit, and everybody always loves to see what cool outfits they're gonna get. And Luffy clearly never lacks any drip himself, even though he wears sandals. But you guys know that Luffy was actually on the cover of a men's fashion magazine? Probably did, but I'm gonna tell you about it anyways. 2009, Luffy was drawn on the cover of Japan's No fashion magazine. I think he looks kind of spiffy. And that was Luffy's fact. He was once a fashion model. Hope you guys learned something new today. I know I did. If you liked the video, please remember to leave a like and subscribe to see more content from me in the future. No, really guys, please like and subscribe the video just because it feels really weird speaking to basically nobody. But thanks for tuning in. Till next time. Later.